So, I actually wrote a poem yesterday. Can't believe it. So, I'm going to read that. So, I got the idea down in Tennessee where I was kind of living in this kind of a forest of these. I guess the whole South is mostly just like little skinny trees. Does in California, they look like little skinny trees. Anyway,
That they have live oaks in Florida. Florida.
well, I was in North Carolina once, and it was the same way. It was like these little forests of little skinny trees.
We don't have any redwoods around here.
Yeah, that's true. Or even like Douglas fir or things like that. And they were all deciduous, so they were just like sticks sticking up. Anyway, everybody was saying how beautiful it was, and I was going, yeah, okay. Okay, here's a poem. I step outside and feel at ease, seeing the expanse of tall, thin oak trees. Inside, people are laughing and talking and sharing. Part of me wishes to be in there, but I know a part of me needs to be out here. It's like I can only breathe fully out here. This is where the inner me can finally relax. I grew up on the side of a mountain. Often space was my companion. I'd walk among the tall, thick redwoods. Their soft bark absorbed sound, and maybe also my doubts. Then I'd come out into the open chaparral, smells of sage and grand vistas. I think all this outer space somehow created that in me. What was outside became inside. Let's see, let me see. Okay. I heard once that in the time when many farm folk migrated to cities, many became mentally unbalanced. I think they had that spaciousness inside them too. All that congestion was confusing. All they wanted was to sit on the porch and look out over their fields. People often think I'm a little distant. They say, "Where are you right now?" I say, "I'm right here with you." But also, I'm in that spacious place in me. I can't help it. It's where I can feel comfortable and can breathe. People say it looks like I'm far away. Maybe I am, but also I am here. I want to invite you into my inner fields, but often I do not know how. It's no wonder I became a poet.
And that's wonderful. That's
It's not a
wonderful.
bad poem for Mercury retrograde. Probably needs a better last line. That was just kind of a throwaway
No,
line.
I like the last line. It really makes a punctuation to the whole thing.
Okay, all right, I'll keep it. Barbara knows about spaciousness. She loves to hike out on Mount Tamalpais. So I'll read a few of my poems and then go on. This one's called Waiting. A friend is telling me about all the things she wants to do. They are good and noble things, things that could help. But I couldn't help seeing they were a weight on her soul, an anchor preventing her from sailing to the promised shore. There is a kind of waiting that is holy, like a child looking at an unopened presents under the Christmas tree, like the waiting for a lost cat to return, the plaintive cry of a wolf waiting for a reply. a flower waiting for the bee. The heart opens in trust. The ability to do is given when the grasping hands become the open hands.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one. Delight. Once again, the red apricot leaves are falling. Another year passed. Yet in this moment, all the leaves are holding on. Perhaps they are laughing at the wind. When I'm falling off the tree, I hope to be twirling in delight.
Nice. Anytime you write a poem about a tree, I'm with you.
You know, my apricot is very late this year. It's just now leafing out a tiny bit.
Hmm.
My neighbor's apricot's already totally leafed out and flowered and everything. I don't know.
Does it get less sun than the other one?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. Maybe that's it. Anyway, last year I had no apricots. Let's see this year. Okay, this one's called Remember. The ground welcomes the fallen leaves in fall. These are all my fall poems. The ground welcomes the fallen leaves in fall. People fall to earth and forget who they are. Leaves know they belong on the tree, but accept the time to fall. My thoughts scatter on the ground like leaves in a windstorm. Only when I look up at the sky, then I remember where I fell from. This one's called Hope. Hope. He's a well-respected poet, the one I'm reading, but there's a cynical tone to his poems, with brutal images. I can relate, but my heart feels sick. I pick up a book by young poets from a festival about the natural world. They also have their misgivings, but there is a hopeful tone. If they continue writing, will they become jaded too? I wonder. It is one rite of passage to become disillusioned. To open one's eyes is to see the grave situation we're in. The existentialists saw this, but got lost in the gravity well of the mind. Now the academics are content in an endless autumn, an endless dying, believing hoping for spring is foolish. But disillusionment is seeing snow covers the ground now, and the direction is to go inward, where the daffodil pushes out toward the sun. Not bad. And here's a poem that I just kind of put together from a bunch of unrelated sentences. Random thoughts. The woman at the cafe has a piercing laugh, like an exclamation point. An old man's face is contorted into a question mark. A father delivers bullet points to his children. Two people remember history, a series of commas. In the library, the silverfish are eating the books. Outside, each leaf of the elm are being deleted one by one. My life today feels like a series of unrelated declarative sentences. Now I'm waiting for that circle to complete its life so I can hit the X and start over again.
Mm.
Yeah, it didn't turn out too bad. Let's see. Unraveling. This morning the wrens are pulling fibers from my push broom for their nest. I'm reminded of last year when the sparrows removed the wefts from my vinyl screen one by one. I suppose some might have been upset, but watching them was worth the cost of a new screen. I imagine them weaving them in with sticks and flowers and thistledown and maybe some colorful cloth, making a nest for new life. I like to think I do something similar in my poems, unraveling words from their logical lattices and making something more natural, throwing in a metaphor or idea that makes people wonder, from what celestial tree did he find that hanging from? I haven't read those poems in a while. Okay, well, let's read Glinda's. So, Barbara, I used to read my poetry on Facebook. That's how I found Glinda, and she mentions that I saw this poem of hers on Facebook, and then decided to read it on my show that night. So here it is: alliteration, which, as I'm sure you know, Barbara, is like when you use similar consonants in a sentence. The sun sinks slowly in a sizzling sky. The tumbling creek tinkles past tiny stones. I watch you waiting by a willow who weeps. I smile to see you standing there. Flowers frame your face, then fly to catch the chance of climbing high, along a wind to wander and waft, while I wait wondering without a word, tempted to take off to air to taste the freedom they feel with tender haste. You take my hand, we hasten on, laughing at the language of love life speaks. I like that.
It was fun.
Yeah. Did I write one of those too in that time? I forget.
I don't think so. We talked about it, but I don't think you ever did.
I think I ever did it. Yeah.
I think you challenged me.
Challenge you and then never did it myself. That sounds like something I would do. Anyway, it's nice. It's fun to read.
Thank you.
You threw a couple rhymes in there too. Couldn't help
Yeah,
yourself.
it's in my DNA.
Well, speaking of rhymes, I'm still reading that from that book of the older poets, which I'm having fun with. So I'll just keep reading those. This one is by W H Auden. Born 1907. The Lunar Beauty. This lunar beauty has no history, is complete and early. If beauty later bear any feature, it had a lover and is other another. This, like a dream, keeps other time, and daytime is the loss of this. For time is inches, and the heart's changes, where ghost has haunted, lost and wanted. But this was never a ghost's endeavor, nor finish this, was ghost at ease, until it pass, love shall not near the sweetness here, nor sorrow take his endless look. Yeah, here's another one by Wallace Stevens. He was born even earlier, 1879. The night wind of August. The night wind of August is like an old mother to me. It comforts me. I rest in it, as one would rest if one could. Once again, it moves about quietly and attentively. Its old hands touch me. Its breath touches me. But sometimes its breath is a little cold, just a little, and I know that it is only the night wind. And here's like a little haiku from somebody Japanese. Fresh from the void, fresh from the void, the moon on the waves of the sea. There's the picture. That goes
Mm-hmm.
probably with that one.
Yep.
I should put mine in the bigger picture. Let me see. Yeah, there it goes. Oh, and these seem like fall poems. Oh well, it's only spring, but. Oh, this is Gary Snyder. For all, ah, to be alive on a mid-September morn, fording a stream barefoot, pants rolled up, holding boots, pack on, sunshine, ice in the shallows, northern Rockies, rustle and shimmer of icy creek waters, stones turn underfoot, small and hard as toes, cold nose dripping, singing inside, creek music, heart music, smell of sun on gravel. I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the soil of Turtle Island and to the beings who thereon live. One ecosystem in diversity under the sun, with joyful interpenetration for all. I like that. That's what the Native Americans call their America, right? Turtle Island.
Mm.
He's asking me to unmute you, Barbara, but I don't know why.
I'm right here. I don't know why it's saying that. By
Uh,
the way, I used to be on Facebook with you too.
oh yeah, that's how we
That's
met,
what,
right? Yeah,
that's where I first started. Yeah, that's where I first got into it.
yeah. Maybe I should go back on Facebook, but I got angry at those guys. I like our little Zoom group actually. Okay, here's Emily Bronte. Wow, getting way back there. Fall leaves fall, fall leaves fall, die flowers away, lengthen night and shorten day. Every leaf speaks bliss to me, fluttering from the autumn tree. I shall smile when the wreaths of snow blossom where the rose should grow. I shall sing when the night's decay ushers in a drearier day. But yeah, well, that wasn't a very nice line last line.
Is drearier even a word?
It's hard to say. Drearier.
It should be more dreary, I think. But of course, that wouldn't fit with the poem. So,
It's a poem. I don't know why it's a dreary day. This is actually the picture she got with it. Maybe that's what she's looking at.
hmm.
That looks a little dreary. Okay, here's a little one by Walter de la Mare, English. Never heard of him. Now, the longed for summer dwindles away to its last rose, its narrowest day. No heaven's sweet air but must die. Soft, another word, softlier float, breathe lingeringly. Its final note. Oh, what dull truths to tell! Now is the all-sufficing all, wherein to love the lovely well, whate'er befall. I guess they're all kind of dreary because it's fall and things are dying. Oh, that's it. Oh, well. Okay. Here's one by Robert Penn Warren. Never heard him. First moment of autumn recognized. Hills haven the last cloud, however white, from brightest moon, spills glitter of afternoon, more champagne than ever. Summer, bubble and sparkle burst in, tang, taste, tangle, tingle, delicious. On tongue of spirit, joyful and eye beam, we know this to be no mere moment, however brief, however blessed, for a moment means time, and this is no time, only the dream untimed between season and season. Let the leaf gold of birch, of beech, forever hang, not vegetable matter, mortal, but in no whatsoever breath of air, no, embedded in perfection of crystal, purer than air. You, embedded too in crystal, stand, your being perfected at last in the instant itself, which is unbreathing. Can you feel breath brush your damp lips? How can you know? Wow, these are pretty. These older poets were kind of wild. The language. Here's a couple by a Vietnamese and then a Chinese. Autumn. Sky full of autumn, earth like crystal, news arrives from a long way off following one wild goose. The fragrance gone from the 10-foot lotus by the heavenly well. Beech trees fall through the night into the cold river. Fireflies drift by the bamboo fence. Summer clothes are too thin. Suddenly the distant flute stops, and I stand a long time waiting. Where is paradise, so that I can mount the phoenix and fly there? The valley wind. Living in retirement beyond the world, silently enjoying isolation, I pull the rope of my door tighter and stuff my window with roots and ferns. My spirit is tuned to the spring season. At the fall of the year, there is autumn in my heart. Thus imitating cosmic changes, my cottage becomes a universe.
Hmm.
Let's see, I'll do a few more here. This is somebody named Samuel Menashe. Never heard of him either. Twilight. Looking across the water, we are startled by a star. It is not dark yet. The sun has just set. Looking across the water, we are alone as that star that startled us, and as far. And here's one by Robinson Jeffers. I know him. He lived just down the coast here, Big Sur. Autumn evening. Though the little clouds run southward still, the quiet autumnal cool of the late September evening seemed promising rain. Rain, the change of the year, the angel of the sad forest. A heron flew over with that remote, ridiculous cry, quack, the cry that seemed to make silence more silent. A dozen flops of the wing, a drooping glide at the end of the glide. The cry and a dozen flops of the wing. I watch him pass on the autumn-colored sky. Beyond him, Jupiter shone for evening star. The sea's voice worked into my mood. I thought, no matter what happens to men, the world's well made, though. The world's well made, though.
An autumn-colored sky. I wonder what color that is.
Well, out here we do have we start to get more sunsets in the autumn because there's more moisture in the air, I guess. Here's actually the picture he might have been looking at.
Yep.
Oh. Well, maybe we'll just end up here with John Keats. Got to put old John in there. Oh, that's right. He's the guy that didn't live very long, did he? To autumn, season of mists and mellow fruitfulness, close bosom friend of the maturing sun, conspiring with him how to load and bless with fruits and vines that round the thatch eaves run, to bend with apples the mossed cottage trees, and fill all fruit with ripeness to the core, to swell the gourd and plump the hazelnut shells, with a sweet kernel to set budding more, and still more later flowers for the bees, until they think warm days will never cease. For summer has o'erbrimmed their clammy cells. Who hath not seen thee oft amid thy store? Sometimes whoever seeks abroad may find thee sitting careless on a granary floor, thy hair soft lifted by the winnowing wind, or on a half-reaped furrow sound asleep, drowsed with fume of poppies, while they hook spares the next swath and all its twined flowers. And sometimes like a gleaner thou dost keep steady thy laden head across a brook, or by a cider press with patient look thou watchest the last oozings hours by hours. Where are the songs of spring? Aye, where are they? Think not of them. Thou hast thy music too, while bared clouds bloom the soft dying day, and touch the stubble plains with rosy hue. Then in a wailful choir the small gnats mourn among the river sallows, borne aloft, or sinking as the light wind lives or dies. And full-grown lambs loud bleat from hilly bourne, hedge crickets sing, and now with treble soft, the redbreast whistles from garden croft, and gathering swallows twitter in the skies. Wow.
Wow.
That's quite a
That's a
poem.
lot.
Yeah, gosh. Well, that was fun.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Barbara, for coming. Made our night. I just be me and Glenda. Well, guys, I'm going to sign off and see you all next week.
Thanks,
Have a good one.
John. Thanks, Glenda. Take care. See you next time.
Thank you,
You too,
guys. Have a
Barbara.
lovely week, both of you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.